So Willie, BoyleSports are celebrating 10 years of sponsoring the Irish Grand National. In that period, you've won it twice with Borough Saint in 2019 and last year with I Am Maximus. What took you so long?
Yeah, my father, I think he had four Grand Nationals back in the day. I don't know, we just, we only really started to focus on it, I think, the last few years. And then Borough Saint came along, and obviously now I Am Maximus. But it's a huge sponsorship. It's fantastic to have a good sponsor like that for that length of time as well, you know. So we're very happy, and anytime we can take BoyleSports money, very pleased.
And the prize money is fantastic as well.
I mean, they've really put the Irish National into its proper place back in Irish racing, you know, top prize money, which it deserves to be.
Absolutely, yeah. There is so much strength and depth in your yard, as we all know. What, for you, sets a national horse apart to the rest?
I think, obviously, you need to have stamina. If you're lucky enough, if you have a little bit of speed, which I Am Maximus has. Borough Saint, he probably just had stamina and real jumping ability. But you also need, you know from riding, you need a horse that can relax for 3 miles or 3.5 miles and then just turn it on over the last 2 or 3 fences. Over the last, if you can keep your powder dry till then, especially if the ground is soft. But where it is at Easter time, Easter Monday, sometimes you get really nice ground for good ground horses. So a horse that's relaxed, stays and has that little zip at the end. They're probably the 3 attributes, and it's seldom you get all 3 in one horse. But if you can get, I think if you can get a horse that's settled, that just settles and jumps, that's the first thing I'd go for, and then we work on the rest from there.
A bit of speed is a bonus, isn't it, really?
It is when you're talking about those staying chasers. It's just about a horse who just can be, if you can settle him and then get him aggressive over the last fence, get that few lengths. And so many races, so many times in the National, you see where the lead changes from the second or third last home. So many times, guys playing their cards too quickly. You know, so you also then need the jockey on board who's cool enough to sit and wait. And
you're okay in that department anyway.
We've been very lucky with Robbie, and Paul nowadays is fantastic as well.
In terms of preparation for a BoyleSports Irish National, does much change in a horse's routine on the build up to the National, or is it just the same?
No, I don't think you need to change it. You're getting them ready for a national horse is, you know, probably a Thyestes horse, a Troytown horse, those big staying chases during the season. And at some point in the season, then you say to yourself, wow, this fellow could actually be a Fairyhouse national horse. And then you might change your approach to what races you're going to run him in. That's probably the biggest change. I think my training would be the same all the time. Just getting them fit, having them right on the day, trying to freshen them up maybe the week before the National so that they have a bit of zip in them. But you don't want them too fresh because they might melt in the parade ring or at the start, because the start for the Irish National is unique enough. You know, there's so many horses in one area trying to all...
It's very tight in that corner, right beside the where you come out onto the track.
It is, and most guys want to get away over the first fence, and it can be a very unfair pace going to the first fence. But you need to try and get your position. If you don't, then you've got to try and find your way through the field later on, and that can be difficult too. So I think preparation in where you run your horse, maybe, rather than how you prepare them. I just prepare them as a staying chaser.
Willie, obviously you'll have plenty of horses enter for the BoyleSports Irish Grand National this year. Novices have a fantastic record in the race. Anything standing out at this early stage as to what likely to go to Fairyhouse on Easter Monday?
We've a nice horse for Double Green, Simon and Isaac, called Bron. I think he's nicely handicapped. We'll have one Meeting of the Waters, Classic Getaway. They're all horses that will qualify. We'll go there. then go down the novice brigade. A horse that has won well around fair, I think Tactical Move. I'm not sure that he has everything, that he has enough runs yet, but he's going to be a national horse in the future, I think. A horse called Manila Cocooner, and Meeting of the Waters, who he'll probably go to entry, but he'll get an entry here. Then I have a nice novice who does things well around Fairy House called Nick Rocket.
Yeah.
I think he could be one to keep an eye out on. There's one or two after that, but I think they're the horses that will be. I have one or two below that, but I'm not sure they're going to get in. It depends on the year. I think it's about 100. You were thinking about 135.
135, 136 generally. But being so close to Cheltenham this year, maybe it'll get a bit lower.
Might get a bit lower, and then we'll throw, basically anything that can run 3 miles plus and jump a fence properly will get entered, and hopefully we'll be lucky with them.
€500,000 race, why not?
Exactly, yeah. I think probably a horse called Nick Rocket. I love horses with form on a track. Horses with force, the old saying, and he could have a bit of class. I'm not going to bring him to Cheltenham. No, we'll just keep him for various.
Paul Townend normally is a tough decision to make at declaration morning for these big handicaps like the BoyleSports Irish Grand National. I think I remember him saying 6 months after he got Ruby's job, he wanted his old job back. But
that's right, yeah. To be second jockey, it's often easier if you're second jockey.
We saw at the Dublin Racing Festival, Danny, the benefits of being second jockey as well. So,
yeah.
Do you leave it up to Paul on declaration morning, or would you advise him in either way as what way to go?
We'd have a chat about it. Sometimes it's quite obvious which way he should go, but we'd have a chat about it, and probably not so much declaration morning, but the week before, when the horse may be doing their final bit of work, which horse Paul wants to ride work on is a great guide, and very seldom he's disappointed after riding work that he picks the wrong one. But that'll usually give me a clue as to which way he wants to go.
Yeah.
And how the horse works then, and it's easy enough, I think, especially those big handicaps, maybe a horse in with a lighter weight rather than trying to go with one with a heavier weight. So I think it's easy enough.
Yeah.